It has been a year and a half since Season 5, the longest time between seasons yet in DRG. Ghost Ship Games have been busy with DRG Survivor and Rogue Core, which is the reason for the delay. But this begs the question, will we ever see a Season 6? The lack of talk and promotion about a Season 6 has me worried, but back around when Season 5 released, Ghost Ship Games did put out this roadmap. It seems like after Roker Early Access is out, that's when they'll focus on the Season 6. As of November 7th, 2025, we do have a closed alpha build for Steam. I'm not sure if that is the Early Access they mean. They could be meaning a open beta instead. Regardless, we shouldn't be too far away from a Season 6 if they hold true to this roadmap. I guess it will be probably around June of 2026 when we get the next season, which marks a full 2 years since Season 5. Now, that date is purely speculation, but I am pretty confident it will be around that time frame. But what's after Season 6? 2 years for a season is not a comforting sign for the future. Unfortunately, most signs are pointing to Season 6 being the final season of DRG before it gets sunsetted. Putting on my tinfoil hat here, I think the plan that Ghost Ship Games has is to push out a Season 6 and get it ready to be sunsetted so they can focus on Rogue Core. Now, I have zero proof of this, but this would make sense at a financial standpoint. DRG is not a microtransactive heavy game. It was never meant to last forever. And the huge wait for Season 6 points to Rogue Core being the focus for the foreseeable future. Moving on from the grim future of one of my favorite games, let's go over my wish list for Season 6. Most seasons follow a pretty simple structure: new side objective, battle pass, theme, and enemies. This is a great plan when you're releasing content every 6 months to a year. But for a 2-year wait, I want something massive. The thing I want most in Season 6 is a major rework to the perk system. As it stands now, there's basically 3 active perks to use: Iron Will, Dash, or Field Medic, and 4 passive perks to use: Sweet Tooth, Born Ready, Thorns, and Resupplier. Perks are a feature that could be so much fun for build making, but the balance of them make it so cookie cutter. The balance of perks needs a huge touch up. Active perks, for example, like Berserker, a perk that gives you boosted melee damage and a super fast cooldown for 10 seconds, sounds amazing. You could use this to harvest faster or when you're reloading in a swarm. Only problem is, it has a 4-minute cooldown at max level with only 10 seconds of active use, which means if your mission takes 25 minutes, you only get to use this buff for 1 minute out of the entire game, assuming you pop it as soon as it's ready. You could half this cooldown and it will still be underwhelming and a niche perk. Compare this to Iron Will, a perk that consistently saves games. Iron Will is so strong, all 4 of you can be downed. Game should be over, but you use one perk to get a teammate up and yourself up. A perk that is so powerful, it does not save just 2 seconds, 5 seconds, 10 seconds. It saves you a whole 25 minutes by saving your game, giving you a second chance that you would not have if you didn't run this perk. Now, I'm not saying Iron Will should be nerfed. It is one of the most exciting parts of this game to be able to pull off clutch moves like that. What I want is these underwhelming perks that have a pretty cool concept to be usable. The passive perks are just as unbalanced. Resupplier, a passive perk that gives you not 1 or 2, but 3 different buffs. Not little buffs either. Being able to restock 50% faster alone is worth a perk slot. But you also get instant reloads and 25% extra health from resupplies. Then there's Strong Arm, a perk that lets you throw flares 50% further and throw heavy objects 20% further. The flare part is just pointless. I don't know why anyone would need that. Throwing heavy objects further is nice, but some missions you don't even interact with a heavy object. The majority of perks in this game aren't boring. They have a cool and unique properties that promote different types of builds. The problem is the poor balance. With simple number tweaks, it could promote so many different cool and unique builds, breathing so much life into this game. So what are my suggestions on how to fix this? Most of these perks can be fixed with simple number tweaks. For example, Berserker from earlier, if you made the cooldown 2 minutes instead of 4, that perk might actually be useful. Other perks might need some more work. Strong Arm, instead of throwing flares 50% further, make them glow 50% brighter. It's a bug thing. Instead of just making loot bugs explode when you're close to them, make them drop 20% more resources. When you look at the most powerful perks in the game, most of them either offer a game-changing ability like Iron Will, or multiple strong buffs like Resupplier. The next thing on my wish list is much more realistic. More overclocks for secondary weapons. We had more overclocks for primary weapons in Season 5, and those are some of my personal favorite overclocks in the entire game. Like combustive goo mix is a blast to use on the driller, so I hope they can keep it up for secondaries. Building onto this, I hope they stay with more unstable overclocks. They are often fan favorites for a good reason, but I would not mind some clean overclocks like special powder and hover shot. All in all, I just want game-changing overclocks. I love the overclocks that change the weapons fundamentally, not just some stat changes, but truly make the guns feel different. Those are awesome. I would love some more of those. Those are what I want the most. Outside of those two, though, I would love more enemies, specifically new variants to the crawler they added in Season 5. In my opinion, the crawler is one of the coolest and frightening monsters that DRG has, so I would love to see them expand on that concept. I do know Rogue Core has a lot of these enemies. I would love to see some of these implemented into Season 6. New side objectives and a new mission type would be nice as well. DRG rarely disappoints when it comes to these aspects though, so I'm not really worried. That's all I got for today's video. Stay tuned, I have much more in store for DRG and Borderlands content. If you enjoyed this video and watched to this far, leaving a like and subscribing helps a ton. And of course, thanks for watching. Rock and Stone.